Hello, salutations. What it do is Stop the Gamer, all father, do rag gang, know the vibes, like and subscribe. Get it? Good morning, chat. Good morning, Aqua Shill, Tama, Mandalorian, what's up, Almighty Jenkins. Welcome to another episode of Super News, the live news show where we talk about what happened this week in the world of gaming. I am your host, Sadot the Gamer, of course. Episode is sponsored as usual by Fandom. Check them out for some awesome nerd merch. They got DC, Marvel, anime, Star Wars, and more. Links in description. Code Sadot for 10% off. What's up, Foo Fighters? What's up, Claudio? Damon, Apex. How's everyone doing on this fine Saturday morning / afternoon? What's up, Insane Gamer? So on today's show, we got some interesting stories to talk about. We got, of course, the latest Fortnite rumors, Darth Vader and some other characters reportedly dropping. We got a new Subnautica game dropping, reportedly, or in development. And of course, Marvel's Avengers. Once again, no news this week, but interesting post on Twitter and some reports seem to indicate that the roadmap that we've been looking for probably is not going to be coming. So we're going to be talking about all of that. But first, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new for algorithm purposes and to make sure that you never miss an update. So in the first story we're going to talk about, we covered this a little bit earlier. Crystal Dynamics has officially revealed their Tomb Raider 5, their next Tomb Raider game, which will be developed in Unreal Engine 5. Also, the director from Days Gone has joined the team. If you're into that game, it's assumed he's joining the project, but he has not officially announced that he is going to be working on Tomb Raider. Of course, the studio announced last year on the 25th anniversary that they would be making a Tomb Raider game, but there was very little details. If you've been following my Marvel's Avengers coverage, you know I've referenced the Tomb Raider game as one of the reasons why Marvel's Avengers is getting less and less resources, as well as the Perfect Dark. And people have been moved off of Marvel's Avengers so that they can work on this Tomb Raider game as well as Perfect Dark. And now we got a little more detail on this game. It will be, of course, developed in Epic Games' newest Unreal Engine 5, which looks absolutely spectacular. But that implies that the next Tomb Raider game is going to be next-gen exclusive, which is what games should be going forward. Little is known about the actual story, but we do know that it will somehow combine the original series as well as Crystal Dynamics' newest Tomb Raider games. The last one they, of course, did was 2018's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Jeff Ross, the director from Days Gone, announced that he is joining Crystal Dynamics, but he did not confirm it would be on Tomb Raider. But based on the job postings and the timing, we could assume it's Tomb Raider. I doubt Jeff Ross is coming over to Crystal Dynamics to work on Marvel's Avengers. So we can pretty much assume it's either going to be Tomb Raider or Perfect Dark. And it is probably going to be Tomb Raider in all likelihood. since it is the newer game. In Destiny news, looks like they are going to be getting in on the League of Legends action and trying to get an animated show in development. Bungie just posted a job listing, and the listing appears to indicate that they are looking to get into the animation business. The job listing is for Destiny Linear Media, which states produce projects that extend the franchise into new categories, including TV, films, books, and comics. As a senior producer, you will work with creative leadership and external partners to ensure linear media projects are hitting milestones, staying on budget, and representing Destiny at the highest quality bar. So very clear that Destiny is looking to get into the media space, specifically under the required skills. They said the candidate must have experience with licensed products and/or animation, scripted television development, or current programming. So if they can put out a Destiny show that's on the same level of Arcane League of Legends, I think we're all going to be eating pretty good. In game development news, we got the next Subnautica game is reportedly now in development. Unknown Worlds has quietly announced that the next Subnautica game is in development, and looks like this one might be going to a whole new planet. Subnautica is an open world survival crafting game with 3 unique twists. It's largely set underwater, it has a compelling story, and it's an open world survival crafting game that was actually completed. It was followed by the expand-alone Subnautica Below Zero, which was first revealed in mid-2018 and launched the following year. Now a brand new game in the franchise is on the way. I have not played the Subnautica games, but they have a pretty strong following. The games have been well reviewed and looks pretty cool. I've not played it. I've not played it before. Hopefully this new game comes out on PlayStation, because I am not going to be picking it up on Steam. But it's good to know that the game is still going strong. I mean, don't mess with a thing if it's working for you. In Fortnite news, looks like the next season is going to be featuring our favorite Star Wars villain, Darth Vader, as well as Indiana Jones. This is from popular Fortnite leaker Tabor Time YT. As you know, I am never playing Fortnite again. I am retired at 10-0, but for you people that do play Fortnite, I'm sure Darth Vader and Indiana Jones will be very cool additions to the game. Cannot wait to see Darth Vader running around with a assault rifle doing the whoa. Should be very exciting. Now, in Marvel's Avengers news, as usual, no news except skins. They, of course, revealed on Wednesday that their next addition to the Marvel Skinematic universe would be Infinity War Iron Man. They also revealed that the next shipment skin would be the Hawkeye Times Out outfit that was revealed earlier. Didn't produce too much excitement, the Hawkeye one at least, because not very comic accurate. But Iron Man fans, once again, got another skin to run around in. Good for Iron Man fans. There was also a bug with this particular skin. When you activate the lasers, it seems that protrusions shoot out from his fists that resemble the blade swords. It led to some people speculating that Crystal Dynamics attempted to do the nano weapons, but more likely it's just texture mapping related glitch, just like with similar where that other Iron Man skin had the wings. I don't think they were trying to do anything special with this particular skin, but it is something that they should think about doing for their exotic skins going forward. And this isn't official news, but it might as well be. Bob Duckenweave, member of the Illuminati, for the Avengers, posted this tweet that got the community talking. I'm like 92% sure that the Play Avengers roadmap isn't going to be a thing, not how we know it anyways. If I lie and say I have sources and it's actually 100%, will you lot stop asking about it? And he clarified, for those that seem to be misunderstanding, he still believes roadmap is the roadmap, even though it's not coming, will come. There's still going to be content. He says an external roadmap is a method of communication, nothing more. He still believes content is coming, and I made some inquiries, and apparently this is based on actual information. That's all they would say. So it appears that after I did some inquiring, what this essentially means is that Crystal Dynamics may be pivoting from the type of roadmap that we usually get. Usually we've been getting, in other games, they'll give you like a year-long roadmap, or at least some quarter of the year. They say, okay, here's a nice picture. This is the stuff that's coming. This is the general time frame, or the specific time frame you can expect those things to come. And Crystal Dynamics was supposed to have this roadmap out by the end of 2021, sometime in December, according to Forbes journalist Paul Tassi, because that is what they told him. And of course, that got delayed to early 2022. And of course, early 2022 has come and gone with no roadmap. And people are wondering, where is the roadmap? So according to Bob, it looks like Crystal Dynamics may be pivoting and not doing a roadmap at all. He thinks obviously they didn't clarify, at least as far as I know, but he seems the thinking seems to be that instead of a regular year-long roadmap, Crystal Dynamics might be doing similar to what they did with patch 2.3, where they announce a thing is coming, spend a couple weeks promoting it, and then release the thing. So, and they'll do that month to month, or whatever time frame. The idea would be that instead of a visual promise of a year of content, they would essentially be doing content reveals on a short-term basis. So we just got the 2.3. So the next thing would be 2.4. So they would say 2.4, what to expect, spend a couple weeks promoting it before releasing 2.4. And then the same thing would happen with 2.5, which is assumed to be the patch that is going to have some actual content. 2.5 being possibly the She-Hulk patch. But we don't know. So this could be a good or a bad thing. I want to know what you guys think of the idea first. Could Moon Knight come to the game? Yes. Will he? No. What's up, Venom? So what do you guys think? Would you prefer a visual roadmap of the whole year of content, or are you okay with them kind of taking the approach that they did with patch 2.3 and not committing to anything long term, but just promoting patches as they are ready? What about the mystery character? You mean, what about Jane Foster? What about Jane Foster? You think it's good? They can spend time on actual content now rather than trying to make a somewhat accurate roadmap. Aqua's fine with whatever because he is a shill. Anything is good for Aqua. Reginald Haynes wants the whole year. I mean, they're so shifty in their ideas. I hear what they do. Is Jane Foster coming? We don't know if Jane Foster is even a thing. That's just Miller's information. You're never buying a Square Enix Crystal Dynamics game ever again. Do something. Just waiting for new content. Roadmaps are underrated. According to Aqua, Bruce is fine with whatever at this point, focus on content and gear. Nah. Given a track record on release dates, people destroy them if they fail to put on a release date. We don't need a roadmap. You'll be happy when you get to play PS5 version on your PS5. Fact. They give up, you're going back to Roblox. Avengers like the Knicks, they'll be good this year. Now we need a visual because if we don't get it, they delay crap so much, but it would be nice to know when all this content is coming instead of being in the dark. Is the Moon Knight TV show connected to Black Panther 2 timeline? We have no idea what the timeline for Black Panther 2, but if you're asking if Moon Knight is connected to the MCU, yes. According to Kevin Feige, Moon Knight is part of the MCU. We know, thanks to Loki, that the MCU is a pretty big place, that covers a lot of different universes. So yes, Moon Knight is connected to Black Panther 2. Unclear if they are taking place at the same time, obviously, because we don't know anything about Black Panther 2. Moon Knight British, his humor is funny. Just gives all the characters that were leaked and call it a day. Roadmap. So a roadmap would just set them up for failure, honestly. A roadmap basically prompts content that they can't produce. False narrative. Will Black Panther lose powers? Mandalorian, why are you asking me questions about Black Panther? We're mainly talking about Avengers right now. I don't work for Black Panther 2. I'm not privy to the unreleased plot details. I have no idea. I don't know anything about Black Panther 2. I don't even know if they're going to recast T'Challa or not. I think they don't want a visual because they don't like us to hold them accountable. That is one possible interpretation. Subnautica flow. So I think this could be a good thing and a bad thing. So the fact that they don't want to, if this is indeed the approach they're making, that tells me they have very little confidence that they can deliver the content, enough content to justify a year-long roadmap, which is definitely a red flag to me. And then on top of that, having this kind of short-term deal tells me that they can keep us, engaged, as they have stuff ready without committing to anything long-term. So, for example, if they put out a visual roadmap and it says, She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel, Kree Invasion, Kree Raid, all this other stuff throughout the year, and then they have to come out and announce that they're pulling that the plug is being pulled by Square Enix, that would look pretty bad. So, if you don't have to commit to anything long term, at least visually, then it looks less bad if you have to pull the plug later in the year. If you're only committing to one piece of content, one patch at a time as they're ready, then anything's possible. So if patch 2.5 is She-Hulk, and then they don't promise anything beyond that, and then She-Hulk, and then the game gets the plug pulled in September, like Greg Miller predicted, well, they didn't promise any content. They technically, in the future, they technically said, sure, they said they were working on new heroes, new villains, and technically they would have delivered, new hero, villain, and sure, they were looking at 2023 content, but looking at plans for 2023, but they didn't commit to anything, right? So if you're doing it month to month, you know, no commitment. You're like, it's like those cell phone plans, you know, that those pay as you go, you know, no long-term contracts, no long-term plans. You pay as you go, month to month. You can pull out at any time, no fuss. so this new way of doing roadmaps would essentially be, hey, you know, month to month, no commitment. Hey, this month we got 2-4. We know we can get out 2-4. So this is what's going to be in 2-4, and we'll give you a general idea of when we can get 2-4 out. You know, and then once we're done with 2-4, hopefully, you know, it goes better than 2-3, which, you know, they revealed in February. They said it was coming out in March. They released it at the end of March. Broken. So now they're currently working on a second patch to fix 2-3. But, you know, hopefully that goes better with 2-4. And since it sounds like there's going to be less in 2-4 than there was in 2-3. And then, you know, they do 2-4, and then if they have the green light to do 2-5, then here's 2-5, you know, and so on down the line. What's up, Yardrat? You don't mind no roadmap at one patch at a time, as long as it's halfway consistent and good. That's the thing. That's the thing. So my thing is, fine if you want to do this. There are definitely benefits to doing this way. But you got to communicate it with the player base so they know what's going on. And you got to make sure that if you're not committing long term, then the short term stuff you are committing to actually works and is high quality. That's how you date girls month to month. British should give the rights to Ubisoft. They can't. Looking forward to playing Forspoken, and imagine as a Doctor Strange Scarlet Witch game. Yeah, that would be neat. I am looking forward to that game now. They ever in the game they got to end with Captain Marvel. That's what's been setting up. Yes, yeah, I think that's if the game does end, they do manage to get there. You'll die before you see Ubisoft make a Marvel game. I'm sure it'd be very good, but you would be paying for it. Oh boy, would you? What's wrong with these devs? You see smaller studios with a team of one man putting in more work than the studio that definitely has more than one person working on one game. I doubt you've seen a smaller studio work on a game of this scale. I highly doubt it. This is Marvel we're talking about. This is the Marvel IP. Marvel games. Live service Marvel game. There's a lot more that goes into it. Wolverine can't get here any faster. Just get Gotham Ice at this point. October. Boyfriend, stop playing this game. There's nothing to do. You're more of a Roblox girl. You like Marvel, but this game ain't it. Well, at least you can have something to play together. I think Eidos Montreal should do an Avengers game. I think they're working on I think they're not working on a Marvel game next. But who knows? Epic Games should make a multiplayer Marvel game. Yeah, Unreal 5. Let's do it. Undefeated as a fire Superman. That Steam game. Okay, it's a Steam game, and there's like nothing in it. It's just like small sandbox Superman simulator. What does that have to do with a huge live service game? It's not even actually a Superman game. It's a Superman clone. simulator. What does that have to do with a live service multiplayer Marvel game? They just jumped the gun saying Heroes would be released every. This game had a long time to get it right. I think they just jumped the gun. Think hero games would be released every month. They did not. To clarify, they did not say Heroes would be released every month. No licensing or red tape involved on a non-licensed thing. Exactly. Marvel Games has a ton of red tape. You have no idea. Thought this game was legendary. It had the potential to be legendary. Cupcake Gamer, and they definitely fumbled the bag. There's some type of glitch. Yeah, I talked about that a little bit. It's definitely a glitch. Some people thought it was them trying to make the nano weapons work, but they couldn't. I think it's just literally just a mapping glitch. Just pointing out that a small group made that game is pretty. Yeah, but it's irrelevant to what we're talking about, though. It's a small group that made a game, and it's a small game. Have you seen the game? There's like nothing to it. You're just flying around. It looks cool, but you're just flying around this small city sandbox doing very basic things, putting out fires. Like there's nothing to it. It's not even multiplayer. Like so it's completely irrelevant. They don't even have enough people finish yeah, that's part of the problem. They need a much bigger team. You need a much bigger team than they have to make a live service game. And I think it's if they're pivoting to this new roadmap type of model, I think they know that with the new Tomb Raider game now officially announced and being promoted, they're not going to have the resources that they're going to need going forward. They're not going to get any extra resources. They're like, okay, we got to manage things now and release things one at a time. Am I seeing Sonic 2? I haven't even seen Sonic 1. Now imagine those creators making a bigger game with more employees. So imagine Marvel's Avengers with a bigger team and bigger employees. Like you're not making yeah. Imagine a completely different scenario. Imagine a completely entirely different scenario that doesn't make your point. Like what? Yeah, imagine their team that has no multiplayer experience being handed a billion-dollar IP and being also expected to make it multiplayer and also trying to make them a looter. like what? What's up, James? That is the word on the street. They had 3 years of work. They had 3 years total of work, and the last year was interrupted by the pandemic. Yes. The essential problem was that the studio that was put on Avengers had no prior experience making multiplayer games or looters. Their specialty was single player story driven games, and they were told make this a live service multiplayer looter like Destiny. It was a bad fit from the start. The example you brought up is a small team that has no experience working with big IPs, no experience in multiplayer, no experience in looters. So you're literally describing the same situation with Avengers, but worse. But you're expecting it to be somehow work out better because you think the Superman simulator is cool. Crystal Dynamics before Avengers was a large and respected studio who put out quality Tomb Raider games. So people, when they heard that they were working on Avengers, thought it was going to be good, based on the fact that they had previous experience doing good work on games, and they had a big publisher behind them, so that they thought, okay, that means more employees, more money, all that good stuff. And look how it turned out. Like the gaming 101, gaming industry 101, my friend. Just because you give a developer more employees and more money doesn't mean it's going to produce a good game. That's just unfortunately the nature of it. A lot of stuff goes in the developing games. It does not always work out. Unfortunately, it would be awesome if it did. It'd be awesome if, you know, we didn't have situations like Cyberpunk 2077 and Battlefield and Halo Infinite and Avengers and Outriders and on and on. But that is the nature of game development. Stuff does not always go according to plan, no matter how much money is behind it. Desmond said, good news coming in May for Avengers. Good news. What patched? You talk about patch 2.4? Those the event rewards rework patch. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait to get those improved rewards for the Red Room takeover. Just read online, Take-Two will be announcing their new Marvel game this year. Oh, nice. Let me look for that. I don't see anything. But I'm always looking forward to more. Sub original. Will we even get Captain Marvel? That is the question. Post a link in the Discord. You had a Dying Light 2 game that had development hell, but they persevered. But Dying Light 2 was terrible, bro. I'm sorry. That's not the example you want to give. That game was terrible. I deleted that game the first week. That was trash. That game is dead right now, bro. No one's talking about Dying Light 2 no more. That game is over. That game got swallowed up by all the games and other games in February. As soon as Horizon and Elden Ring hit, that game was dead. How you doing, original? Let's see. Here we go. Take-Two confirms it's announcing a new game. Will it be Marvel XCOM? This article is from August 2021. So we know what that Marvel game is. We know what that game is already. This is that game. Surprise! It's Midnight Suns. What's up, Divine Shine? Just went over the news of the day. We're now talking about the Avengers game potentially not having a roadmap at all, but instead doing things month to month, short term only, no promises of the future. Avengers is just a game you play to chill and hang out at this point, pretty much. Is E3 canceled? I believe the in-person E3, it depends. I don't know if it's been officially announced, but it could be, the in-person could be canceled. Yep. E3 2022 officially canceled. Don't know why the whole thing is canceled though. It looks like it's not going to be in person or digital this year. That's weird. Yeah, rip E3. No digital or in person this year. Sony, Nintendo pulled out. There's no point in watching back. Yeah. I mean, because technically you don't really need E3 anymore, especially with everything going digital. Yeah, like if Nintendo and Sony are basically going to have their own events, and Xbox is going to have their own digital showcases, like and you're not going to be able to have stuff in person. Like, what's the point of E3? Hoping to hear about Spider-Man 2 and God of War, and you will. Sony will just announce it on their own, like they did when they initially announced Spider-Man 2 and God of War. They had that PlayStation showcase. Like, they specifically are like, yeah, we don't need E3. We're going to have our own thing. So yeah. Yeah, E3, the point of E3 at that point would just be promote, other developers. If you're doing if Nintendo's doing directs, Sony's doing state of plays and showcases, like E3 is like, it's a shame though. James Suicide Squad isn't coming out this year. Yeah, well, but if it's not ready, it's not ready. Hopefully it's not in development hell. I'm pretty sure God of War is getting delayed. But Forspoken, yeah, October for Forspoken and Gotham Knights October. That should be a good month. Did I hear anything about L-Box doing any showcases? Not recently, no. I did not hear any showcases about L-Box showing off another Halo game. I'm guessing we'll see some kind of presentation when Starfield is ready. But they're still trying to get Fable in a place where they can actually announce it. They said no delay for God of War. I mean, people say a lot of things. Things change. Suicide Squad Killer Justice League was coming out in 2022 until it was coming out in 2023. God of War might still come out this year, but it might not be out until the holidays. If it does come out. But we might be looking at Hogwarts Legacy type of time frame. L-Box is coming out with a new version, L-Box Supreme. You get 3 nacho tacos along with your L-Box taco design controller. Hey, that's actually sounds pretty good compared to what they have now. Your L-Box can feed you. Times are hard. People need food. You thought the roadmap came out? Nope. Not at all. Tacos are delicious. Cannot argue with that. The roadmap is a myth. Apparently it is. According to Illuminati, the what we know of the roadmap is gone. Yeah, that's why everyone in every stream and every post that Marvel's Avengers has keeps asking about the roadmap because it's not here. And people have gotten pretty impatient waiting for it. But now it looks like it ain't happening. If what Mr. Duck and Weave said is true, it looks like best case scenario, we're getting short-term commitments only. Like the shortest of short-term. Like 2.3 is done. Now it's time for patch 2.4. Once that is done, then if it's something they can do, they'll announce patch 2.5. They'll do their build up to 2.5 and then they'll release it, and on down the line. If they actually make another good Fable game, I will cop an L-Box. What Crystal Dynamics needs to do is focus on squashing the bugs. That's what they're doing. Literally the development update for Thursday didn't say anything about 2.4, didn't say anything about future content. It just said they're working on the bugs that came with patch 2.3. That's it. Especially you're uninstalling on both consoles. Jay Shockblast showed you the roadmap. Yeah, he showed. Yeah, we have the same roadmap. Roadmap. Once Spider-Man 2 PS5 comes out. Oh no. See, Spider-Man 2 is coming out in 2023. So is Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. So that's going to be a good year for superhero games. 2023 was supposed to be the year for Spider-Man, but now we got Suicide Squad. Roadmap. That the whole point is that there will be no roadmap. That seems to be the idea behind what I'm hearing from the Avengers Illuminati. There will be no roadmap, at least as we know it. At all. That's it. The whole year-long thing is done. You don't need a roadmap. If you launch bug patches, you have to fix them in other patches. If they have if the next Fable is like on the level at least of Fable 2, yeah, instant cop. Suicide Squad won't be able to hold a candle to it. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. Suicide Squad looks amazing, and it's 4 players. I'm sure Spider-Man 2 is going to be amazing, but it's a single player experience. No multiplayer. You go through the story, you're done. Official Discord for Avengers is so delusional, they'll defend the game and make excuses and hope for my opposition or something. Correct. The whole toxic hater meme came partially from me literally posting in the official Discord, hey, why is the in development section removed from the blog? We need that communication. And just for that, I was accused of spreading hate. So yeah, that is a delusional echo chamber that there's no point in engaging with. So sad for Crystal Nance. She had faith in this game. Now it's getting worse. Here, Thor: Love and Thunder release dates coming. Might have some content around then. They need to put that trailer out. Is Gotham Knights co-op? Yep, 2 players. I believe it's 2 players. That Spider-Man 2 is going to be bigger. Yeah, but it's still going to be Spider-Man. It's New York. It's New York, big, open swinging New York. But you do the story, you finish the story, and then it's what? Web swinging around in different outfits, doing side missions, stopping crime. That's the game. Maybe a new game plus, like. Theory for the trailers, bro. I've seen so many theories for when Thor: Love and Thunder trailer is dropping. I don't believe any of them now, bro. That's like the 10th theory about when the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer is dropping, and all of them have been wrong so far. Can't wait to see Kraven in game. I'll believe the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer is out when I see it. That's what's coming out. Yeah, I don't think, but yeah, I don't think you could look at the pivot away from a roadmap as a potential good thing, but I think it's still a bad sign for the long-term prospects of the game. Like you don't pivot from a year-long roadmap if you have confidence in your ability to produce content for the rest of the year. So I think they're just going to be like, yep. It's good though that if this is true, it's good that they're acknowledging their limitations and trying to work within them finally. But they do have to communicate this if that's indeed the plan. Maybe they're waiting for the senior community manager to get hired, and we'll get some information on that. But they definitely need to tell people what's going on with the roadmap, because right now it looks like the game is on its last legs. People, that's why I wanted to make this. That's why I wanted to make this this stream to talk about it, because everyone's just in the dark. If you're not in the Illuminati, you need to. You have no idea what's going on. Have I spoke about the Marvel game DCEU Dimension is doing? Yeah, I've covered that before. It's the MMO game that's coming. It is several years away. Do I think? Do I think Chris Square Enix is shifting? Are you asking if Square Enix is shifting away from Avengers? Yeah, they've been doing that since December of 2020. They've been shifting team members and resources away from Avengers. They've been moving people off of Avengers to work on Perfect Dark and their new Tomb Raider game. Having last legs on crutches. Once I hire CM, people are just gonna put their blame on them. Well, I hope people have some perspective now that we've been operating without a CM. If I had to guess, how many heroes do we get this year? No more than 2 would be my guess. How do you grab with Kamala? You do the range attack and you hold. You tap. If you're on PlayStation, you tap square, and she'll do the squeeze. It should be it tells you how to do it in the skill tree. If you have intrinsic burst on your range piece, you can basically hold an enemy for as long as you want, because your intrinsic will keep filling up. That's how people will cheese the super adaptoid. They'll shrink the super adaptoid with Kamala and with the void tech, and then go in big in, grab the super adaptoid, just squeeze. Whole situation 2-3 plus roadmap delays. Naruto Rabbit sounds very bad. Yeah, definitely looks bad. Did I buy the Iron Man skin yet? Still didn't. I will never, and I never will. We should all just go play DC Universe. They don't miss. Yeah, they don't miss with those microtransactions. For the amount of money it takes to play DC Universe online, you can put a down payment on a house. Miss me with that. That they got 10 heroes about to drop this year. Imagine. Just hoping they double stack content, all the delays. Yeah, no. They're looks like they're just gonna be doing it one at a time. You're just going back to 2K22? Not NBA 2K22. At least go back to Tiny Tina. This man said 2K22. Oh no. Me not buying that Iron Man skin is the reason why we never got that roadmap. You might be right. Is it? I don't think it's a coincidence that a couple days after I refused to buy Infinity War Iron Man, Bob Duckenweave posts this tweet about how Avengers is not going to have a roadmap. It's all connected. As we all know, a roadmap is a long-term plan for a game. So you think there's only short and medium-term plans for the game? Very small content in the pipeline. Pretty much. This is a joke. You never go back to that cash grab. I don't know. I feel like if I talk trash to Bruce and told him to pull up, I could get him to reinstall 2K. It's weird that it's kind of sad that the best part of that Iron Man skin is the glitch that makes it look like he's got the nano blades. That's literally the only noteworthy part of that skin. The mapping glitch that makes it look like he's got the blades. Otherwise, it's just meh. Spirit itself is way better. For Avengers over 2K22. Yeah, we have to pay for cosmetics. Get your overall to 85 and also pay for your moves. Their microtransactions are 10 times worse. Facts. Yeah, like I feel like most of the MCU I feel like most of the MCU looks are overrated. The only good really reason people love them is because they have fond memories of the movies and cool stuff was done with them in the movies. That's why I think like if Avengers is going to charge for these exotic MCU skins, they should at the very least come with custom animations or at least new emotes from that simulate something from the movie. But animations would be even better. Like, what if the nanos? What if instead of when you bought the Infinity War Iron Man skin, when you do your unibeam now, the nano cannons pop out on next to him and shoot beams. That would be pretty cool. That'd be a nice feature to add for an exotic skin that's from the MCU. Because without it, to me, like Fear itself, definitely that was like an instant cop. Okay, it looks visually stunning, and it's got effects like it pulses, it animates, it glows. That's cool. The Infinity War skin is literally just another red and gold Iron Man skin. There's nothing to it except for that glitch. So I think Winter Soldier, if they the only two heroes that I think are coming are She-Hulk and Winter Soldier. And I'm even starting to doubt Winter Soldier. But if they do get two heroes, I'm skeptical about Jane Foster or the Echo character. It's possible, but I'm thinking She-Hulk, Winter Soldier in terms of the DLC characters. I don't think there's any way they get Captain Marvel out this year. No way. Need to check out how Lego Star Wars shaped your system. That I need to be in game design. He was join. See, I have no experience in game design. I took a very brief course in coding, so I don't know any technicals in terms of game design, but I am an ideas guy. I am a writer, so I could contribute to a game, especially a superhero game for sure. But unfortunately, there's not just one voice, you know, especially when you're dealing with corporations. There's a lot of approvals, a lot of limitations, a lot of restrictions. So even if you have someone with good ideas, if the person with good ideas is not empowered to make those good ideas happen, then it's kind of pointless. They just added Ant-Man to the roster. I mean, he's in the game, technically. You can summon him. You just can't use him as Ant-Man. He's just Hank Pym with a Pym gun. Have the brain, that's all that matters. Should be a creative director. Yeah. But it's much more fun to just be a content creator that just tells studios what they're doing wrong. We do another interview so you can have hypothetical questions. When's another roundtable with Alex and AJ? I mean, I'd always be down. It's up to them though. I don't know if what their schedules are looking like, but I'll ask Doom. I can ask Doom about it. See if we get a roundtable part 2. Now that 2-3s has already come out, we'd have more to talk about. So yeah, I'm doing the wrap up later tonight with Doom, so I'll hit him up about it. Watch he fix the Iron Man glitch. I mean, yeah, it's a glitch. They should fix it. Think Captain Marvel will probably drop in first quarter to go with the movie release. Yeah, that's Miller's current theory. Miller's current theory is that Captain Marvel will be released around to match up with the movie. People don't realize half the reason Avengers sucks is due to corporate greed investors. You just think it's dudes sitting at a computer coding, but don't realize the business side of it. That is true. There's a lot of truth to that. People don't realize all the BS. This is a perfect example. I was remember when they were first announcing what's in patch 2.3 and they said they were changing the name of gear to make it more simplified and specific and concise, and people, haters started beaming saying, oh, no content, but all they're doing is naming gear. What's the point of naming gear? Well, the reason that they changed the name of gear is for the same corporate BS that holds games back a lot of times. Like specifically, Marvel Games is so obsessed with canon that every time Marvel's Avengers has a names some gear, if it sounds like it's from the comics or the movies, they have to send it up the ladder through Marvel Games, who has to check the canon, to see if it's a part of it, so that they can catalog it. And they have to do that for everything, every piece of gear, every name change. So they simplified it and just changed a bunch of name to gear so that they don't have to go through the approval process for all of that stuff, because it's just going to be simple, generic stuff that is not connected to Marvel. That's just one thing that they have to deal with in terms of the corporate bureaucracy that goes into game development. That's how strict Marvel Games is. They had to rename all their gear just so they wouldn't have to deal with Marvel Games constantly checking everything they put out. Question is, will the game still be alive when Captain Marvel launches? That is a good question. Hopefully. Maybe they're waiting for She-Hulk show. That's apparently, that according to Miller, that's what the idea was. They said that he said that She-Hulk was on track to be released in December. And because of the delay of the show, they pushed it back. That's petty as hell, bro. Yeah, that's Marvel. That's what people don't understand. It's not just, oh, Crystal Dynamics is late. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Like, no, it's there's a lot of BS that goes behind making games, especially when you're dealing with an IP like Marvel Games, which is notoriously very difficult to work with because they're very demanding. Like, people literally don't know all the stuff that these developers have to go through when you're dealing with big brands and big IPs and corporations. All right, well, it's time for me to get up with the members of the channel. Thank you for everyone who came through. I'll be on Doom's channel later for the weekly wrap up if you want to check that out. I might pop in on Twitch at some point this weekend as well. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.